Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Webinar Saturday. My name is Twanda Hill. I appreciate you taking time out this morning to learn with Twanda. Today we're going to be covering the constant contact. I'm going to do a live demonstration using the new third generation X. I'm going to put a quick poll up because I'm assuming that everyone on the call is working with constant contact, and if not, just let me know who you're working with. I just want to kind of get a feel for the audience and see what's going on. And plus, it also lets me know that you can hear me clearly. As you see on the right-hand side of your screen, there is a chat box and a question box. So if you have questions along the way, please feel free to type them in. I will, throughout the 60 minutes, stop and look at them in hopes of being able to answer any questions as we go. But if I don't get to them live, know that when I send the follow-up that you will get the answers to your questions. So just so you know, I am Twanda Hill, and I have been working with Constant Contact for 2 years now. I'm what they call an authorized local expert. I'm going to go ahead and close the poll. And so, yes, 86% of you are actually Constant Contact. So that's great to know. I've been working with Constant Contact for the last 2 years as an authorized local expert, and there are about 100 of us around the country. And what we do is we have our own businesses, but we offer workshops for Constant Contact, teaching you the newest tips and tricks on social media and email marketing, how they interact together. So we do that for them. And then also if someone needs more help, you can also hire us with our other business services. I am going to I wanted everybody to know that you will get a copy of the recording. My contact information, my email is twanda@twandahill.com, or you can always connect with me on Facebook at Twanda Hill and Associates, or tweet me at Twanda Hill, and that's TwandaHill. Let's see. Most of us know about Constant Contact as an opportunity to send out emails and announcements and newsletters, but they also do offers and promotions, feedbacks and surveys, and events and registrations. So if you're looking to upgrade your Constant Contact experience, you've done well with the email marketing, and you want to do events and registration or surveys, you want to sign up for the Email Plus campaign, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that shortly. Today we have a full agenda. We are actually starting out with the third generation editor, and it's very simple, and so there are some simple changes that I want to be able to show you, but we're going to cover accessing the new templates and reviewing those new templates available. I'm going to show you how to create a campaign, add logo and color to it, add dividers, change fonts, add an image, and add a join my list button, add social links, insert greetings, link to a PDF document, create a call to action button, insert an email link, and how to endpoint your contacts and your email list. So I have a lot to cover, so but do know that you will get a copy of the recording. And like I said, if you have questions, please don't be afraid to send me your questions. Okay? So when I talked about Constant Contact earlier, I was telling you you can take it for a spin. Those of you who are not Constant Contact customers, it starts out at only $20 a month. You can do the Email Plus campaign, which is what I highly recommend. That $45 a month, that's 500 or less contacts, and that gives you the full service of emails, events and registration, surveys, and things like that. So there's another more detailed listing of what it offers, and I'm only putting that up so it shows in the presentation following, but you can also connect with me after the workshop. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. So I'm going to actually pull up my account. And this was the fun thing is I'm actually using an account of somebody who is a current client. They just recently signed up for Constant Contact. And so I thought, what a great opportunity to get them started and get a template designed inside of their portal. Okay, I just want to make sure, give it a second, and it's coming up on the screen. I actually am going to go ahead and turn my camera off just because I want you to focus on the actual screen. Okay, so that's done. So right now, when you log into your account, this is what everyone should be seeing. Okay, and so you have the opportunity to actually log in to create an email or create a campaign. So you're going to see this button here, create, and that should be the same on everyone. And then to select a campaign to get started, you're going to say, I want to send an email. And while that's booting up, okay, so here you have a whole host of templates, and these are from the previous editor was called Legacy. So these are for Legacy, and you know that they were mobile responsive templates because they have the actual cell phone on them. You're still welcome to use those accounts, but what I want you to do is look over here. There is in the upper right hand corner, there's a menu that says view new templates. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to select view new templates. And when we go to this next screen, all of the templates that are available to you on this screen are all mobile responsive. So you're not going to find any icons on them. They're all mobile responsive. And as you can see, you have a real variety of templates that you can use. Every template can be looked at and tweaked for your business. So you can preview a template, how it's going to look on the desktop versus how it will look on mobile. So that's a new feature that the third generation editor has. So I'm going to go down and I'm going to select a template. And so I saw a template that I liked yesterday. It was the Black Friday template. And I thought about it, and I'm selecting this template still, even though I really formatted it very differently, because I want you to see that that can still happen. So I'm selecting the template because this client is J.R. Watkins Inc. She's an independent consultant with them. And so they sell naturally healthy products. They've been in business since 1868. And so come on, keep churning, keep churning. Alrighty, so, and this is going to bring up my template. And while I'm waiting for it to finish loading, up here in the left-hand corner is the untitled campaign. The first thing you want to do with your campaign is to go ahead and give it a name. You don't want to just be untitled campaign with a date and time. You want to make sure you change it. So I'm going to call this campaign July 23rd, 2016, workshop. Workshop template. Okay, a workshop, yes, workshop template, that's fine. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and save. And so that's very similar. We're used to saving our templates as soon as we begin. And then right below that is the from column. And I'm going to come back to that last because I think it's important for you to do your subject line at the end, because once you have your content done, then you can come up with some really jazzy subject titles. So I have done a couple things with this template. I have one more file to open. I'm sorry. It's the actual Word document that I'm going to use, so I'll be able to cut and paste and drop the items in. So while that's setting up, over here on the left-hand side, you can see you have an opportunity to build. When you're building an email, you can build the image, you can drop in a text, a button, divider, spatial, and social. It also has some other layouts for you that are already preset. And these, if you wanted to have a picture and a paragraph, or 2 pictures and 2 paragraphs underneath it, these are the same thing, just the pictures, one's on the left, one's on the right. Right here, if you have a title, if you want the title just to be in one color, you click on this one on the left, the one below it, it's reversed out with a box. And so I'm going to show you all of those pieces. And if you want to add a coupon, it's just easy, quick drags and drops. So let's get started. We're going to first start off, let's get the logo in there. Let's get the company logo in. So the same way, we're going to click on the logo, and it gives us the opportunity to either give it a link, replace it. So let's click on replace. So as we click on the logo to replace it, you can see that I've already uploaded into my library the actual logo. So same as the old way, where I'm just going to go ahead and say insert. But here's one of the great new features, is that I want to resize it. I can actually just pull and drag to resize it. Okay, no more do I have to go in and edit and guesstimate and then come back. I can pull it all the way to the end. And so, and here's a quick tip for you. Do you see right here, there's a little padding between my logo and my next set of information? I can actually stretch that out as much as I want. Secondly, if I decided I don't want any spacing there, my cursor is right on that box, and I can just go over here and delete it. And if I decided, oh no, I really want that box, you have the undo key, and that put it right back in there. So right now we have J.R. Watkins home business opportunities. So that's great. One of the things I like to have in my headers is I also like to have some text contact information. One, we know that some people do not display images. And so when I look here, I clicked back on my image, my logo, and it brings up this box again. And so now I can add a description of the image. So at least you would know it's J.R. Watkins logo. And then I want it to link to my website. So let's go in. I'm going to grab the website address, and I'm going to paste it in there, and I can click done. So now if I were to look at this in the preview mode, you would know that this logo, this is hyperlinked to the website. Okay? Alrighty. I'm going to keep going. Let me see. Someone has a question. Can everyone hear? Cindy said she was having trouble hearing. Hopefully, Cindy, try logging in and logging back out. Okay. All right. So let's move back. Go back to our design. So I was in the preview mode. If you notice here in the preview mode, you can actually look at it on the desktop as well as what it's going to look like on a mobile. So that's a great tool to be able to use and be able to test and see what your email is going to look like. So with the email, I want to also add a little text here. I want to put a little text. Now you see I clicked on the text box and I'm dragging, and I can drag, and I want it right there. You see that pink line? That tells me that's exactly where that text box is going to drop into. Okay, and so I'm just waiting on it to catch up with me. Let's try it one more time. Text. Okay, so the text, as you can see, it dropped into a place I don't want it, so I'm just going to go ahead and click undo. I'm going to do this one more time. You see there's the pink line is showing on the left. I don't want it on the left. I want it below. So there we go. So now it dropped in a text box. Well, in this text box, I still want this to be kind of part of her banner, and I wanted to have her contact information so that people can clearly know how to get a hold of Jennifer. So I'm deleting the text that's in there, and I'm pasting in the text that I wanted to have. Okay, and as you can see, the texting is the same, the editing features. If you wanted to enlarge the text, you can still go over here and just like you would in any word processing, change the size of the text. If you wanted to change the font, you can also do that as well. Okay, so you have those features are still the same, as well as here I'm going to go ahead and center it. Okay, so 12 points, so that's done. Now I have this spacer here that I had put in. I definitely want to remove that, and I'm just going to click right on the garbage and empty that out. Now, as you notice, there's still a little spacing in between the logo and the name. If I right-click on the logo, which is your image, and you can do this with anything. This is also a new feature. You can remove any padding. So if you had padding around your picture, you can take it away so they butt up together. Okay? So very simple. Those are some of the pieces. They're a little different, but they're also similar. So this here, I decided, you know what? I want to actually insert a new image. And so this is a GIF that's been inserted, and I just want to not mess with that. I just want to insert my own image. I'm going to go ahead and grab a box here. And actually, I want to put in Jennifer's picture and information. So I'm going to actually drag and drop from the layout. And you can see that pink line. It tells you exactly where it's going to go. If I wanted it above her name, wanted it below. So drag and drop. Features for inserting an image are almost similar. I clicked on the box. Now it says insert image. I'm going to actually upload an image. So that's the same process where you upload a file because it's not in my library. So I'm uploading the file. And I'm going to hit browse so it goes directly to my computer. And I am going to go to Jennifer's email, her folder I have for her. And I'm going to select her picture and I'm going to select open. And so it's going to put it right here. Now I can add the description name right here. Okay, select done. And let's go ahead and upload the file. And so now this file is, I'm going to go ahead and select done. It's inside my library. I'm going to select insert it. Okay. And so when it's inserted, you still do have the feature here where you can edit the image if you need to. I clicked insert and here we go. So I'm looking at the picture. I think I want to make it a little smaller, give myself a little more space on the other side. So look here, you see this line here? I'm able to, within this block, resize the picture and the text box. So that's a great tool. So let's say now I want to actually add some text. I don't want to have a featured headline. So guess what? Here I go again. I click on that. Here's my garbage. I can just put that right in the garbage. I've decided that what I want to do is I want to actually make this a letter, and I want to have a greeting. So I've created the space to put in the dear or the greetings, hello, how are you? And right now, since I'm inside of that menu and inside of that text box, I can click on the insert menu, and here's my greeting tag. So that comes up, and it gives me the option. I can type in whatever, hello, goodbye, but I'm going to do dear, and I want it to be their first name. You have the option. It could be their last name. It can be first and last name. And then here I have a comma after it. Some people have a comma. Some people choose to use a colon. And then I could also click on the secondary greeting. If there's no contact information available, it'll just say greetings. Okay? And I'm going to go insert. So now I have the information there to insert. So when someone gets the email, it's personalized to them. So let's go ahead and grab the text for this article. And notice I've left the text link alone because I want to use it. So I am going to highlight the text I don't want, and I'm going to paste in what I do want. And as I'm looking at this, I'm thinking, you know what, maybe I want my text just a little larger. So I'm going to highlight everything, and I'm going to make it 18 points. So now we're talking about her customers and how they can order products from her online, or they can request a catalog. And so right now where we have the text link, I want to actually take that text link and I want to link the sales document to it. So I'm just going to go ahead and click in here on the text link. Oops, excuse me. And then I'm going to click on the link button. And it gives me the option to insert a link. So if it's a web page I want to insert, or I want to insert a document, because I want people to be able to download the July files. So the text to display, instead of it saying text to link, I'm going to put on here July sales flyer. And then the same way that we upload an image, we click and we can upload a PDF file as well to the library. And I'm going right here, and it's the featured products flyer. And I'm going to give it a description. It's going to say July sales flyer. Sales flyer. And I'm clicking down on the right-hand corner to upload the file. And then once it's done, I just click done. So now I'm back in still where it says insert the link, and I'm going to select the featured products flyer and insert that. So the cool thing is that when people get that link, it'll take them directly to the sales flyer. And if you notice, the color was a gold color, and I think I'm going to make it red. Okay? So we have that. And I thought, well, I also said to them, I'm going to teach you how to visit my website. And if you're looking at this and you think, you know what, I don't really like the July sales flyer information in red, I want to change it back to white. Sorry about that. I'm in a different room in the house. Okay, so I just changed it back to white just like you would normally do, and you click done. And I could even make it bold if I wanted to. So very simple. It's drag and drop. And guess what? So I've moved too fast. So all I'm going to do is click undo, and that undid whatever mistake I had just made. And I still could edit things if I wanted to, and edit the size of that flyer, that column. Okay, so that's really, really simple. Let's see. Why is it don't miss showing above the Watkins logo flyer? So why is the don't miss these deep discounts showing? Because what we are doing now is that this is what right here. This is called a pre-header text. So when we send out an email, we have the opportunity to put in a great subject line, and then now there's a pre-header text that we get a chance to, a second chance to entice them. So we can change it to whatever we want. If we don't want it there, it can actually be deleted. But it gives you 2 times to get people, entice them to open the email. Okay, so I talked about this sales catalog, and I want people to be able to visit the website. So let's add a button. Let's click over here. We're going to drag, and you see the button right here. I want it right underneath the previous catalog, previous information. So it says visit our website. Okay, well, that's great. What is the website address? Let's go back, and I'm going to grab the website address. Okay, and I'm going to insert it right here. Now you notice here, if you wanted to send them send it to an email so that when people clicked on the link, it can go to an email as well. But I'm going to insert the URL, and that will take you to her website. And I think I want that button to be bold, so I'm going to go ahead and make it red. And then visit our website. I would like to make that larger as well. So here we have the opportunity to go in and make it larger. Okay, one other great feature you have with the new generation 3 editor is the test key. Right here you can test and make sure your link is actually working. And so I'm not going to do that right now. Okay, so we have them requesting they can download and look at the sales flyer. They can visit the website to make purchases. And what if I want them to just be able to request a catalog? So I'm going to just add a text space, a text box. And I'm going to just type in, I'm going to delete the text that's already in there. And I'm going to type request a catalog. Okay, and then I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to do the same way I've done before. I'm going to increase the font size, but it has to be highlighted. My Grammarly likes catalog to have a GUE on it. So I've increased the size of the font. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to center it. And then I'm also going to make it bold, and I'm going to change that color to red and hit done. Okay, so guess what? That works. So request a catalog, but I want to link it to an email address. Okay, so I want to link it to Jennifer's email address. ROHMAIER at. Okay, and you can also test the link here. So that's another great feature. So to make sure that your information is correct. Okay, so now we have request a catalog. We have it in red. It's bold. So here we go. There's that space in between that I don't want there. I'm going to go ahead and delete that. Okay, so done. Okay, now, what do I want to do now? Maybe I want to talk about a monthly recipe. So even though I started out with this template, I could go in and add pictures and categories and things like that if I wanted to list individual products. But I really just want to do some quick drop and drag so that you guys get a feel for what all you can do and how simple it is to work with this tool. Now, the functionalities of the 3rd generation are quite different but they also, it makes it for simplicity. Okay? All right. So I am going to move on. So let's go down here. I'm going to go ahead and drop and drag a headline. And it's going to drop right in there. Here's a direct and compelling headline. So I'm going to go ahead and delete some of these other pieces below because I do know that I'm not going to use them. So I want a direct and compelling headline. But guess what? Maybe I want that headline to be a different color. The one thing that happens here in the new template, it doesn't give you all of those abilities to change fonts, colors, and things like that. You can change your outer background, your inner background, the buttons and dividers. I can make buttons and dividers. I can make the default on those red. Okay? I could make the inner background, I can make that gray. Or here's gray. Okay, so just look and think about what it is that you're trying to do and what you want it to do for you. So I'm going to go back to what we originally had. Okay, but I'm looking at the headlines and I want to change that to gray. Okay, so that's done. So I go back to my template and a direct and compelling headline. I actually want that to say monthly recipe. Okay, very simple. And if I wanted to change the color of the text or change the font, here we go. Very similar, very easy to do within this screen. So I have the monthly recipes. So I'm going to add an image. And we all know, we've seen how to add the images before. You know, as I was showing you, you can add images within the text box itself, and it will show you, like if I wanted to add an image down there. So that's a really new feature with this third generation editor, that you can add these images. It will let you know where in the document you can add them. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and delete that. I want to add an image, and I'm going to just put it right below. And this image that I'm going to add is going to be about the monthly recipe. So there we go again. I'm inserting the image. And remember, with images, there was the library, the upload, and then if you just had an image URL, you could actually take that from the website, plop that in, and drop it as well. If it's an image that you know you're only going to use the one time and you're pulling it offline, that's a great way to do it. But here I have the Chipotle lime chicken picture. Looks delicious, good enough to eat. I'm going to enlarge that. I just like you to see how much you can enlarge, and that just makes things so easy. But I have that, but guess what? Let's put some text in front of it. So let's put some text in front of it. I want to tell you that it is Chipotle lime chicken kebabs. Everyone's going to be hungry after this workshop. And it has with avocado, cream sauce, and then I'm also going to have you download the recipe. Okay, so I want to have all of this information. I want to go ahead and center that. I'm going to go ahead and just take the title and make that larger. I'm going to change the font just so you see it can be done. Oh, there's Lucida. And also, too, you still have, excuse me, these other fonts that you can use. But if it's not the generic font, it'll tell you that your recipient's computer, if they don't have a Constantia, a similar font will be used. So just so you know, that's how that will work. So I want to download the recipe. So I do want to make that just a little larger. And I'm going to actually change it to, I'm going to create the link for it. So the link for the web page to download that recipe is, let's see, where's my link? I don't have my link for it right there, but I'm going to go ahead and put it to Jennifer's website. And if I had the link, it's the same way as before, where you drop the link in. Well, let's see. Oh, here it is. Watkins Recipes. Okay, I'm inserting the link. I'm going to actually hit done. Okay, so now I have a picture and I have the recipes that you can download and link to. So very, very simple, very easy. So let's see. Doesn't look like any questions so far. I think I've answered all the questions we've had so far. One other thing I want to do, and in Constant Contact, as we're working through some of the kinks with this new third generation, some of the functionality pieces that people weren't using are missing. Other pieces will be added as we go, and they will add back the join my email list. But I wanted to show you guys how to do it just so you'll have it. So one of the things is we're always wanting people to join our email list. So how do I get them to join my email list? You're going to actually go in and set up a button. Now, inside of Constant Contact, under your contacts account, there's another contacts menu. There's a sub menu, and it has sign up tools, and those sign up tools will actually allow you to get the URL code for your join my email list. And I'm going to grab Jennifer's, and I'm going to plug it in. And then instead of saying visit my website, I'm going to go ahead and type in join my email list. Okay, and if I wanted to change the colors, I could. You know, if I wanted it to really stand out. Ooh, that yellow's too bright. Okay, I can actually change the color. I can change the fonts, change the text, etc. Okay, so that is how I would actually do the links for joining my email link. And so if anyone needs help with that, please, as you're going along, make sure you have my email and my contact information. I'm happy to help walk you through that. One of the things I wanted to show you that's really kind of cool is that we have the divider buttons. So right here is a divider, and I actually want to put the divider under join my email list. Now guess what? The one thing with dividers before is we could not edit them. Well, guess what? We can actually edit them. If we want to make the divider larger, if we want to change the color of the divider, we can. Guess what? This is so amazing. If you look at this divider and you see right now it's not going all the way to the edge of my document, and I want to change that, I can actually go ahead and click on that, and that'll take it all the way to the end. So that's a really, really new feature. I can also, if I wanted it to be shorter, so it's just kind of a small divider in the center of the page, I can make it shorter. Now, if you notice above and below this border, this divider, there's some padding. You can also increase or decrease that. So right now, as I say, I'm taking it to 0 on the bottom, and then I can take it down to 0 as well on the top. And this is something new. Those padding features are great because sometimes Constant Contact had this extra space in between and you didn't want it. And so, but I definitely like the idea that we can change them. And look here, not only can you have a solid line, you can actually do a dashed line as well. Okay? So, and when you change the sizing of the dashed line, it changes how large it is. So those are great new features that are part of the 3rd generation. So I want to look over my notes really quickly and just make sure I've covered the formatting, the dividers, the fonts, the colors. And right down here, we have our social shares. So if people want to, actually our social joins, if they want to work with us on Facebook, if you want them to connect with you on Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn, you can actually insert your social networks and you put your page information in there and it'll take people directly to it. If you don't have a YouTube page and you want to delete it, you can. And then add network, it gives you the option to add these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can do Instagram if you have an Instagram account or a LinkedIn. So that's also new featured, and it just makes it one-stop shopping. You're not having to edit each individual one. If you wanted the Twitter one to be first or the Instagram, you can rearrange them as well. Over here on the left-hand side, you just click on it. You see the plus sign come, and you drag it. Okay? So that's one way. And then if you're working with an template that doesn't have the social icons, you can actually drag and drop them in yourself. Okay? So I think those pieces I've covered. And we added the join my list, insert the greeting, the call to action button, the email link. I think we have everything. But while I have you and we still have another 15 minutes, I wanted to just show you what these other features do and what they look like when you drag and drop them. So here is if you were trying to the other layouts, just so you can see what they look like. And you can see it just makes it so simple for you to add information to your document. Click and drag, drag and drop. If you wanted to add a coupon, people love coupons. Now you've made it easy for them to get one. And then I was telling you the headline box. You can, one is reversed out and one is just straight text. So those are great new tools that make it easy for you when you're in constant contact. So I'm going to just go ahead and erase those pieces. That I just wanted you to see how easy it is to drag and drop and remove those and add them, excuse me. And then I'm just deleting them as we go. Okay? And so one other thing I want to show you, since we have you, I have your attention. So we've saved this email, and let's do a preview of what it looks like. And so here's a preview of the email. This is what it would look like on a mobile. This is what it would look like on a desktop. And then right here is another great feature where you send a test email before you send anything out. Even though you can do the preview, send out the test email. You can write here, this is a test. I can add another email. So it always helps to have a second pair of eyes on there. And you get to send a test. So both Jennifer and I will get a test of what this sample email looks like. And then you go back to edit. And so colors are very limited, like I said, in what you can change. The thing is that when you're changing your colors in constant contact, you will need to know what your hex colors are. And so that's how you convert it for HTML colors. So ColorCop is a great app that you can use for PC people. And I don't remember the one for Macs, but I will add those into the notes to make sure you get them. And the codes are right here at the bottom. And those are the 6-digit hex codes that correspond to different colors. And I didn't work a lot with colors on this one because with J.R. Watkins, their colors are pretty much the black and white. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and cancel that because I don't want to make any changes. So we've done the email. We've created it. Now let's go continue. Uh-oh, I know what we didn't do. Let's go back. We didn't change our subject line. Well, guess what? If you're ready to send it, you can actually change your subject line right here in the preview template. So sizzling summer deals for natural products, for naturally you, for natural products. You can play around with that. But do you want your subject line to be enticing? Actually, next week, next month, for the Saturday webinar, I'm actually doing it on standout subject line. So that'll be a great time to tune in. Right here, you have your subject line. You have who it's from, the return email address, who it's replied from. And so you can add others. You just have to verify them. There's a physical address that goes on the bottom of your emails, which is part of the Can Spam Act. And then you could select your list. You could select all. If you wanted to have a test grouping, you could have that. So you can send it to whatever list that you want to. I'm going to actually, I want to just create, save as draft. I wanted to actually just go back to the contacts and add myself as just a test group so it could actually get sent out. Because there's one other piece I want to show you that is still the same from the previous editor. Let's see, while I'm waiting for that. Jennifer, some of those questions you have for me are sidebar questions, and so we'll get back to those. So we're going to add a contact, type in one contact. You have your choice. You can add in one at a time, or you can upload a list from Excel or a CSV file. And I'm going to add in my email address. Oops. Okay, add to email list. And I'm going to actually create a new list that's just going to be called tester. Create. Okay. And just want to make sure. And one of the things about your list is that you can actually have multiple lists, and I can be a part of as many lists as need be. Okay, so I'm in there. It shows that I'm a tester. We're saving it, and now we're going back to the campaign. Okay. All right, so we're going back to the campaign. Here is the workshop template that we've been working on. It's in draft mode. I'm going over here to actions, and I want to actually schedule it because I'm pretending that I've sent out a preview to myself. I've looked at it. It looks good. And so now I'm going to select the list called tester. It tells you there's one person in that list. Okay, and then I know who it's coming from, and I can actually send it now. But here's a great feature. I can actually schedule it. So a lot of us in small business, we're doing things, and so we need to pre-schedule our things ahead of time. If we have emails that we want to come out on every Thursday at noon, then you can go ahead and schedule it for the date that you want it to come out. So you're going to want to do some A/B testing too to see and kind of look at your measures and results to see when people are opening your emails. And that's a whole nother topic. So I'm going to go ahead and click send now. Now the great thing is after we click send now, Constant Contact gives you one more thing that you can do. And it is you can, here in your actions in the top right corner, you can copy this email, you can download it, rename it, resend it. Okay, so those are great features to know that it exists. Well, there's also down at the bottom, because this here, once the email is sent and I open it, et cetera, this is how I can track how the results on that email. But down here at the bottom is a social share button, and I can actually schedule posts, because we know that emails are very effective, but they do better when you integrate your email with social media. So you have the social share option. And what you would do is you would go over to options, and it tells you what days you can schedule emails. It starts out giving you automatic 3 of them. Okay? So how does it work here? So when you click on options, one of the first things it's going to ask you to do is to connect your social accounts with it. So if you have a Facebook account, a Twitter account, or LinkedIn, you go ahead and click on that button, and you're going to see it's going to bring up my Facebook account. If I wanted it to be at Jennifer's, I'd have to move over into her account. So I'd have to be logged into her account. But just so you know, any of the pages that I manage, it would allow me to click to them, whether it's my own personal page or my business page or any of the other clients that I work with. So that's how you connect the social accounts. And how you can make this work for you is that you can actually change the subject line for the post, and you can change the photo. So you can actually click on insert image. It'll take you to your library or to photos, and you can insert images into your postings. Okay, and so even if I'm sending this post out, this one was scheduled to go out at 10:57 today. These are the suggested times, and they're just random times. You can pick or delete the times that you want. And you can see on the calendar, the 23rd, the 27th, and the 30th. Those are the 3 dates that this email would repost. And because it's an email and it does not have time-sensitive material, so it's not like things expire 5 days from now or 3 days from now, you can go ahead and resend it out through the month. I would change the posting line, and I would change the image. And they have some clip art that they have available for you to use, but I like to go ahead and bring in my own information, and my own pictures. And this will just make it changes things up. So same information, and you can decide if you want to send it to all 3 of your social network sites, the Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter, on the same day, or if you want to stagger them. You can make that decision yourself. To add a date, you just click on the plus sign, and it gives you the date. Okay, the 25th, I just added that. So I wanted people to see that piece. So right now, I think I've covered everything from the workshop. I'm just going to look and see if there are any other questions. Okay, so I think we're good on the questions. I'm going to go back to my screen here. Let's see if I can change to that, if it will let me. From current. Perfect. So just the last couple things for folks so we can wrap up. Those of you who are not Constant Contact members, if you'd like a free 60-day trial, if you would go ahead and click yes on it, I will follow up with you. There's no obligation. It's 60 days free trial, and you get to work with me on getting your template set up. So if you're interested in that, go ahead. I'm going to leave that poll open for another 5 seconds. A couple more seconds, and then I think almost everyone has voted. Wonderful. Those of you who've said yes, I will actually reach out to you on Monday. I'm going to close that one. And then, so we have that opportunity. If you are already a trialer and you're thinking about signing up, you can get 30% off of your email or Email Plus accounts at Constant Contact. You just need the promo code 2016 and the word SAVE, 2016 SAVE. That is available through the end of July. So if you want to take advantage of that, please let me know. I can help you with that as well. And then the last offer I have is, I actually know it's a lot of information and sometimes it's too much information and you feel overwhelmed. I do a 90-minute office hours where I can come to your office if you're local, or we can set up online screen sharing, a video share, and you can ask me your questions. I have access to your computer and we can get you set up. So that I normally do that 90 minutes at $129. I'm willing to do it today if you want to register for $99. And so I'm going to actually put that offer up as well. And so if there's anyone who would like to participate in that, that opportunity is available. So if you would go ahead and launch a poll and let me know. And then I think if there are no other questions, any other questions for people, I'm going to go ahead and close that poll. My next Wednesday workshop, my next Saturday workshop webinar is Saturday, August 20th. And actually it's at 10 o'clock and it's called The Power of the Inbox. So we're going to learn how valuable the inbox power is and what you can do to put together real powerful and effective emails and why email marketing is important. It's kind of a broad overview of email marketing, looking at subject lines, content, imaging, things like that, all the tools that we need to help us move forward in our email marketing. And let's see if there's a question. Okay, so we have Constant Contact back. Hope to get some help getting started by attending this webinar. Yes, I will definitely be able to help you with that. And so that's Steve, I'll be able to help you get started. So if anybody else thinks they're going to need help getting started, please, as you can see on the screen, there's my email on my website. You can go in and schedule a 30-minute consultation with me. There's a time trader app on there where you can go in and schedule a 30-minute time, and that's a free consultation. And so at least we can get going and know exactly where it is that you need help and what you need help with, and I can direct you in that manner. And let's see, I'm just checking other questions. Excuse me. Just looking for these other questions. I think I've answered the rest of them. Okay, so with that, I will bid you adieu for today. I thank everybody for spending this 60 minutes with me on a Saturday morning. I hope the weather is beautiful wherever you are and not too hot, and you can get out and enjoy the sunshine. I actually didn't tell you, I'm in Seattle, Washington. For those of you, if you're interested in office hours, I'm in Seattle, Washington. And coming October through May, I'm in Phoenix. So I'm in both places and able to help you. But I do a lot of my work virtually with video chats and Zoom and Skype and things like that. So I look forward to working with everyone in the future and hope to have you at an additional webinar. And so with that note, I'm going to say good afternoon. Have a great weekend.